Now, the trial of Tahawwur Rana, co-accused with Pakistani-American David Headley in 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, begins today in Chicago court. 50-year-old Rana is accused of providing financial and logistical support to terrorists who carried out the deadly Mumbai terror attack. A 12-member jury will hear the case. Rana's case has sparked off immense international media attention, and for more on the trial, joining us now from Chicago is senior investigative journalist for ProPublica, Sebastian Rotella. Rotella, thank you so much for joining us. The significance of this trial will be the ISI connection.
Sebastian, Prime Minister Gilani, in his address to Parliament, asserted that the ISI is not involved in terrorism in any way. Does the Rana trial contradict this?
Well, as you know, I've written extensively on this case, and certainly there is a great deal of evidence backing up the allegations. We will see a trial if it's true that there was ISI involvement in the Mumbai plot specifically, and also that there was a relationship between the ISI and Lashkar-e-Toiba. What was very interesting just in the past couple of weeks is that the U.S. government indicted a man known only as Major Iqbal. They did not say what he was affiliated with, but the U.S. case file and Indian case files are full of evidence alleging that he was a serving officer, a major in the ISI at the time of his involvement in the Mumbai plot. This trial will give us the first in-depth look at that evidence and the strength of it and the detail of it.
Sebastian, in a twist to this case, David Headley, who started off as a prime accused, has now turned star witness for the prosecution.
That's correct. I mean, David Coleman Headley cooperated at length, and he's given just an enormous amount of evidence and intelligence on the workings of the underworld of terrorism and on the alleged contacts between the ISI and Lashkar and even the interplay with Al-Qaeda. So now we're going to see in court what he's like as a witness backing up those allegations. Obviously, the U.S. government feels that he is credible because the case very much rests on his confession. Obviously, the U.S. government has worked very hard to corroborate what he said, and they have a lot of other evidence. They have other witnesses. They have communications intercepts. They have the contents of his computer. They have his travel records. They have addresses, phone numbers for some of these suspects, including some of the people in the ISI. So it will be very interesting to see what he says, how he says it, how they back it up, and ultimately what the jury thinks of his allegations. It will be fascinating because, as you know, he's someone who has this incredibly checkered history and admitted a history of deception, and not only a confessed terrorist, but a confessed operative of Pakistani intelligence and a former informant of U.S. law enforcement as well. So it will be a fascinating moment when we see what he has to say.
And also, this case pits two friends against each other. David Headley will be opposing Rana on the stand.
There's a remarkable human drama here. I mean, don't forget that David Coleman Headley and Rana have known each other since childhood. They were at this elite military school together. They've had ongoing contact over the years. They've helped each other out in key situations. Rana, at some point when David Coleman Headley was arrested in drug cases, actually put his house up to secure bail for David Coleman Headley. David Coleman Headley loaned Rana money at an important moment of financial difficulty. So these are two guys who have been incredibly close, incredibly tight, yet now David Coleman Headley is going to take the stand to testify against what used to be his best friend.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.